Hi, beloved. It's Christina Arylo here, and I am here to talk to you today about something called flow, hence the waterfall. And I think that you and me and everyone I know could agree that we all really desire to be in the flow, to work in the flow, to live in the flow, to feel supported in how we give our life force to our lives and our work and our families and everything that we care about. But in today's world that is so full of intensity and is so full of fear and is moving so fast, it can feel like we're anything but in the flow. And what I know about what's so important right now in this world is that you and I and all of us that are here to make this world be a better place, to create the change in our lives, in our families, in our communities, in our work, in the world that we desire in here in our heart. More than ever, we need to be focused on what really matters. And that's what FLOW is. It's an acronym for Focus Your Life Force on What Matters. And one of the ways that we do that to make sure that your energy and your time and your money and your resources and everything you do, from your sacred work to how you run your family to how you show up for yourself, one of the ways we do that from a wisdom perspective is we we take a power pause at the mid-year point to stop and reflect and be like, okay, here's what I've learned. Because you've learned a lot already this first part of the year. Here's what I've already done and I've already become. Because the truth is, you've already done and become a lot. But if you don't stop to reflect, it's like you're always chasing what isn't there yet. And it puts a lot of pressure on us. And then we pause and we say, okay, from this place of the middle point of the year, what are all the possible things you could put your life force to? I know there are so many projects and so many relationships and so many ways that you could grow yourself and support yourself. But if you try to do everything, and you know this, right? Just nod your head with me. If we try to do everything, we fragment the power and potency of our life force and our resources, and it fragments and it isn't as powerful as we need it to be, especially at this time. Beloved, you know this as well as I do. None of us can afford to waste our time, our energy, our money, any of it. So what do you do? Well, the indigenous cultures, the feminine cultures, the yogic traditions, they all say we pause, we unplug from the mainstream, we unplug from the frenzy of the outside world, and we reconnect to this more natural way, this rhythm of the earth that by default knows how to grow things in a sustainable way, can say to you, oh, hey, this is what's really ripe and ready to grow in your life. I mean, just ask yourself that for a moment. If you were to pause and say, and look at all the things you could do, what's really ripe and ready? That if you put your life force there for the second half of the year, it would really reap an amazing harvest for what matters most, so that you have what you need to sustain you, to keep you thriving. And what are some of the things that even though your heart might be like, oh my God, I really wish that was now, it's actually time for it to just be in maintenance mode. Or maybe even to put back into the ground and just let it keep gestating. Living this way, which I call the feminine superpowered way of living, is a way of resetting our rhythms to the natural cycles, to connect into your intuitive access from the divine, to feel into what's really ready on the material plane, and also to connect here in your heart to make the choices specifically about how you're going to focus your life force going forward. And so I'm inviting you to join me and people from all around the world for this ritual, the superpower pause called FLOW. Focus your life force on what matters. And you can join me live, or you can do this ritual anytime in June and July. I've created a guidebook for you that is full of these amazing worksheets and templates that I'm going to guide you through this 3 to 4 step process. You're going to come out with I call it a flow mandala that is going to be a physical representation of like, this is what I'm choosing to put my life force to in all parts of your life. So instead of trying to have work and life, which by default are always tugging at each other, in the feminine, we think of it as more like an orchestra. And there are 8 specific parts to your life. And what are all of those parts needing so that you're really clear about how to keep and stay focused? So as things come into your field, you can say yes, you can say no. This is how I've learned to grow my life, my work, my relationships, keeping myself vibrant and not connected into that crazy pace of the world. Great spiritual masters have always said, be in the world but not of the world. That when you connect your rhythm to the natural cycles, the universe, the cosmos, the earth is always trying to bring things into a natural harmony. So we pause. I mean, this is business. My MBA self could tell you this as well as my mystic self. People in business know you take retreats, you take leadership retreats, you do offsites to pause and reflect so that you can have a vision about where you're going and make wise choices. And I do this power pause for women leadership groups. I do it for teams. I do it all over the world. And I do it for myself, and I'm inviting you to come in now as well. So all you have to do is register, superpowerpause.com. You can come live again, or we'll create this visual for you. You can do it in parts. You'll have the booklet, you'll make your mandala, and then off you'll go into the second part of the year. And the other piece, I just want one more mention here before you go, because this is one of the most exciting parts of the ritual. We will choose one specific project that you really want to bring into form this year to help you bring your presence even into more physical form. And this one piece is sometimes like those things that you really want to do, but you never make time for because they're not really productive, or they don't have a profit, but they really are so much about what matters to your heart and soul. This is how they get into form. It's the energy of summer solstice. So wherever you're at in the world, man or woman, and you're invited, come to the circle, do the ritual, and experience the power of taking this pause. Look forward to seeing you. Much love.